Well, another busy Saturday in the ACC, and we're live at the Oakland Zoo tonight, the Peterson Event Center. Only meeting of the regular season. The Pitt Panthers welcome the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. And great to be courtside with Dan Bonner, West Durham. We welcome you to our coverage. Treat for you tonight and for us and everybody involved is really the two top freshman scorers in the ACC. They're both terrific, Dan.
Well, they both are terrific, Wes. One's 5'11", the other one's 6'5". We don't know very many things in this life, but we do know that those two are going to be on the all-freshman team.
Marcus Burton of Notre Dame has almost been on that freshman team from day one.
He really has, Wes. And again, he's 5'11". He has improved his three-point shooting throughout the year, but he's at his best when he's able to get by his man out on the perimeter and get into the lane. He can finish at the basket. He can shoot that pull-up jumper. He can create for others. Hell, and did I mention he's improved his three-point shooting in conference play. Now, Carlton Carrington for the Pitt Panthers, he only started his career with a triple-double, and I don't think he's slowed down at all. He's very dangerous in transition. At 6'5", he can get to the basket very effectively, and he's at his best, again, in the lane, shooting that mid-range jump shot. His three-point shooting has tailed off a little bit in conference play, but he has been outstanding for Pitt.
So both guys are at the top of the scouting reports for their respective opponents. However, if Carrington gets this guy going with him, Blake Hinson, Dan, the Panthers are really tough.
Well, Carrington, Wes, is close to the top of the scouting reports. Blake Hinson is the guy who's at the top, and those numbers showed you why. When he gets going, this Pitt team is really good.
Well, on a night in this house where they're going to honor two Elite Eight teams from 1974 and 2009, it's a pretty good spot to be for ACC basketball tonight. You get a look at Keba Jai. He's 6'11" and a sophomore from Centerville, Ohio, and he's going to start against the junior from Finland, Federico. Bill Covington Jr., Tommy Morrissey, Jerry Heater on the whistle. And the 71st meeting between the Panthers and Irish is underway. Pitt a winner the other night by 5 against Wake Forest in a game that felt like just more than one win for Jeff Capel's team. Here's Lowe off the corner, and the three ball bounds away by Austin, but Federico will give him a second chance. Skip out for Carrington. He is by Logan Imes and draws the foul. And the foul is going to be, is it on Burton? It is. It's his first, and it's the first on the Irish. And Carlton Carrington, Bub, as he's known, or Little Bub, officially his dad is Bub.
Well, he can be Bub too.
Yeah, he can be Bub as well. 81% free throw shooter, by the way. His 60th free throw of the year is good.
Nice job by Pitt to move the ball, and Notre Dame is an outstanding defensive team, Wes, but your defense doesn't stop until you have the ball. They've got to block out.
From Baltimore, and he wears number 7, and inspired by one of Baltimore's favorite sons of hoop, Carmelo Anthony. Good choice. Logan Imes is a freshman from Zionsville, Indiana. He started the other night at Virginia, had just 3 points and 5 rebounds. There is some logic for Shrewsbury to put Imes on the floor. We'll dive into it. Here's Tay Davis on the drive. He ties the game. A heck of a drive by Davis, the sophomore transfer from Seton Hall.
And what you saw is the Notre Dame offense working at top efficiency. They don't really have anybody in the middle. They spread the court, they move themselves, they move the ball, and then attack the basket.
On the drive, Austin working against J.R. Konechny. Here's Carrington with 13 to shoot against Imes. Federico out front, Lowe. Against Burton with 7 to shoot. Here's Lowe, skips it for Carrington. He goes by Imes, fires an off-balance 2, that's good. (4-2) Pitt. Keba Jai. Here's Burton. 3 ball from the left. And it got knocked out of there. Irish reset. We welcome those of you that have watched Syracuse beat Vermont for head coach Gary Gate in the Orange's season opener. That's J.R. Konechny of Notre Dame dialing up his 29th three of the year. And the Irish have jumped to an early 1-point lead here at the Peterson Event Center. Great to be with Dan Bonner tonight. West Durham, we welcome you to game 1 of our ACC Network doubleheader. Still to come tonight, Florida State and Louisville from the Yum Center. But Pitt, who's trying to maximize their 5-point victory the other night against Wake Forest, backing it up with one of their own, and Burton has just drawn his second foul. Marcus Burton, the talented freshman, averaging 15 points a game in league play, Dan, 16 points overall, now picks up his second foul, 2 minutes and 17 seconds into the ball game, and that will bring Micah Shrewsbury's bench into play early, and he gets his son Braden, fellow freshman from State College, PA, into the lineup.
And Micah Shrewsbury was less than pleased with that particular call.
Here's Carrington. That's a three from the front. It's long. A rebound pulled away by Imes, who will now, with Marcus Burton on the bench, do most of the ball handling here for the Irish.
Well, he'll do most of the ball handling because Shrewsbury's in there to shoot it.
Ja. Hands to Imes. That's Jalen Lowe defending him. They hand off and Federico switches. Surprise there. 10 to shoot. Here's Konechny, who lost it on the dribble. Notre Dame will turn it over. So without Burton on the floor, Imes will be the principal ball handler for the first-year head coach of the Irish. And now all of a sudden the challenges for his team are what here defensively, Dan?
Well, I think the challenges are basically offensively because Burton creates so much for them, driving the ball to the basket, and Imes just is not that kind of a driver. So Notre Dame is going to have to get much better ball movement.
And there's Jalen Lowe, who's kind of perfected this drive and scoop, huh?
Hey, he really has, Wes. And since he's entered the starting lineup, he's played very well, and the Panthers have played very well.
4 double figures of his last 5 and 5 of his last 8 for the freshman from Missouri City, Texas. Kevin Jai on the pivot move against Federico, and it's blocked by the big man.
You see no help given by Pitt. They're going to let Federico handle that matchup one-on-one.
There's Lowe for Federico, and he's fouled going to the basket. Irish got the 3 from Konechny, but since then it feels like Pitt is starting to build some momentum here. Konechny, the foul, his first third on Notre Dame.
Well, Pitt certainly looks very smooth on offense. That you just saw Lowe go off the screen and score, and now this time he goes off the screen and passes it to Federico, and they really do a nice job getting the ball to Federico in those screen and roll situations. The problem here is Federico is just an awful free throw shooter.
42% is not good. 22 of 53 after the miss there. You see Austin out. Ishmael Leggett, the junior from Prince George's County, Maryland, has come into the ball game. Federico missed them both. Score holds.
Wes, and Federico maybe 40% in the year, but he's under 30% in ACC play.
That is true. Matt Zona has also checked in. He replaces Kevin Ja. A little more scoring perhaps out of the post with Zona. Davis against Henson all the way to the basket. Good hard drive for Tay Davis.
But again, that drive, Wes, occurs after a number of passes, a lot of ball movement. That's tough to guard.
3 ball from the left, Carrington.
And I'm not sure that's what Jeff Capel wants. Pitt's been doing a good job moving the ball and getting good shots. You can get that shot any time in the shot clock. You don't need to throw it up there that early.
Konechny against Leggett. Trying to get baseline, looking for his shot, and Leggett the rebound of a miss. Panthers going to try and see if they can sort something in transition. Low again, look at the scoop. Wouldn't go. Federico slaps it out. Fresh 20 for Pitt.
Good play by Federico, but Lowe, he draws all the defensive help and nobody's able to block out.
Lefty 3, rebounded by Shrewsbury.
And that's a shot the Panthers will take every time. Now you need to make them, but that's a wide open shot off an offensive rebound.
Out front is Imes.
It's a good matchup between Shrewsbury and Carrington.
Konechny. Davis, who's got 5 here, or 4 here early of their 7. Now with 1 to shoot, out of the corner, Imes missed it, knocked away, and a fresh 20.
Zona got his hand on that one. Again, Wes, we said it before, your defense doesn't stop until you have the ball. You got to rebound defensively.
And then a good job by Federico, reached in, knocked it off Konechny, out of bounds. It will go to the Panthers. But Bob Carrington and Jalen Lowe have factored into the scoring here early. Carrington's got 4, Lowe's got the other field goal. We're underway tonight at the Oakland Zoo. One-point lead for Notre Dame. You see Bob Carrington, of course, and he's part of this equation for Pitt, Dan. It's, you know, when you get this far halfway into the ACC season, you get some personality characteristics of these teams, right? Well, for Pitt, it's 40+ combined from 2 guys. Look at the big wins at Louisville, at Duke, and certainly the other night against Wake Forest, 40 or more, Dan. They're 3-0 when 2 players combined for that.
And interesting enough, Wes, there's a number of different players on there. The only one who repeats is Blake Hinson. So the Panthers have a lot of weapons, but they have to make shots, Wes. They're 0 for 4 from 3-point range to start the game. And when they have struggled this year, they have struggled shooting the ball.
So with Burton on the bench and the 2 fouls, 2 minutes and 17 seconds into the ball game, let's see how Notre Dame sizes up Pitt here. Also, our first look at Julian Roper II, where he's number 1 for the Irish. There's Lowe on the drive. He got fouled, or no foul called. I thought for a moment that Lowe was going to be whistled. Instead, Roper crashed into the cheerleaders, and Notre Dame's got it with their tough defense.
Again, Notre Dame is one of the top defensive teams in the conference.
Yep. And they've got some magic numbers about who they are as a basketball team in ACC play. Here's Zona knocking down the 3. 9th triple of the year for Matt Zona. 11 of his 16 field goal attempts coming into the night were 3s in the ACC.
Wes, and he doesn't shoot a lot of them, but he shoots a very high percentage.
Sure does. And the lead is 4. Here's Will Jeffress, the hero the other night, missing a long 3 out front to start.
Well, he was the hero the other night, but not with his 3-point shooting. Again, an early 3 by the Panthers, and sometimes that defense by Notre Dame, they force you to do that.
Yep. Here's Roper. Left side for Davis, and a foul off the ball, I believe, is going to be tagged to Ishmael Leggett, and it is. It'll be his first on Pitt.
Nice job by Zona to recognize that he has a mismatch. And here's Zona. He sets the screen and steps out. This is the classic pick and pop situation. And again, Zona's a guy, doesn't shoot a lot of them, but he makes a very high percentage.
Himes, here's Shrewsbury. And Zona. Leggett gambled on it, couldn't come up with it. Now with 7 to shoot, Himes. Hinson now the switch. Himes all the way through, scoops it up and scores. Tough shot for Logan Himes. And that's his average in league play, 2 points. And Notre Dame's got their biggest lead. They've doubled the number on Pitt here early.
Russ, that is a really tough play and an important play because he had nowhere to go.
Shrewsbury's team building a little confidence, it feels like, Dan, with some of their conversions offensively here. Leggett trying to answer for the Panthers, cannot. Jeffress will slap it out.
The Notre Dame defense right at the moment is preventing Pitt from getting into the lane. And Pitt's offense is dependent on guys getting into the lane.
And that ball got knocked away, and Zona the recovery.
Now that's really a tough pass. Leggett, for all the good he does for the Panthers, he's a little guy. It's hard to throw it to him inside when all those big guys are around him.
Head of the circle, Zona. Jeffress is there. Played some important minutes the other night, 12 of them against Wake Forest. Last 9, he was really an issue for Efton Reed. Missed layup. Hinson trying to get to the basket, got stripped of it. Last touch by Notre Dame. So that'll get us to a break. Notre Dame, who saw Carrington knock down a field goal early. The Irish building a little confidence on offense here as this half moves along in Pittsburgh. 12-6 Notre Dame. Irish got to feel pretty good here for a team that comes in dead last in ACC play at under 40% from the floor. You see kind of how their 3-point shooting is improved in ACC play ahead of what they did in non-conference. But Dan, 2 of their 5 field goals from behind the line to help build this 6-point lead.
Well, Wes, while 34% isn't great, it's much better than 28. And Notre Dame actually scores 40% of its points from beyond the arc in ACC play. And not only are they 2 for 4, but Pitt is 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. So the Notre Dame defense has done a great job pushing the Panthers out.
And when we talk about the Panthers, we're talking about a team averaging 9.3 threes in their last 4 games. And they've been 45% or more from the floor in 3 of their last 4. There goes Leggett on the drive, and Ishmael Leggett, a quick score out of the timeout.
Wes, if you're going to get out and prevent the 3 and contest the 3, then there ought to be room to drive, and that time Leggett found it.
Yep. Irish had been on a 7-0 run prior to that drive there. We saw the numbers for Leggett the other night against Wake Forest. 22 points, 4 threes, 9 of 16. Burton back on the floor, by the way, with the 2 fouls now. There's Roper inside, kick out, and the 3 away, no good. And Guillermo Diaz-Graham the rebound. First time we've seen one of the twins from Tenerife and the Canary Islands. Carrington, a soft 2.
Again, that's a tough 2, Wes. It's contested. He can make that shot, but it's early in the shot clock. You got to move the defense, because moving the defense gives you a better chance at an offensive rebound if you miss.
Burton. Out front, here's Kerry Booth. Young freshman talent, top 100 player a year ago from Colorado. And a fall away by Shrewsbury, and a foul on Bud Carrington will be his first. Jeff Capel, of course, last season the ACC Coach of the Year, got to the second round of the tournament. And the other night, career win 250. He is 1 under 500 here at Pitt. And that ball got raked out by Leggett into the lap of Tim O'Toole, who's on Jeff's staff. Nice catch by Tim.
Nice catch by Tim. I mean,
really
the ball was right on top of him, and he didn't flinch.
We're fortunate Tim didn't put the ball back in play before the whistle. The 88-89, I mentioned it for only this, Dan. They won 24 games last year. They're 13-8 this year. Nobody knows how hard that job was that he took over. I mean, people thought it was hard. It was harder. And he deserves a mountain of credit for the building.
Well, there's no question, Wes. There was rock bottom, and then there's where they were. And that, I think Carrington just picked up his second foul.
Yep, 2 in a row on Bud Carrington, is the 3rd on Pitt. And with 10:27 to play, now they're going to give free throws here to Burton.
They are, and Jeff Capel is very upset about that, saying that Burton was passing the ball. It looked like he was shooting it to me. You know, Burton, for a freshman, he's really smart. He felt that contact and threw the ball up in the air.
15th best free throw shooter in the ACC, rattles the first one.
So Jeff Capel was upset, but I think the officials were right on that one.
Yeah.
And they were right on that one because Burton is one clever fellow.
Yep. He got one of the 2.
And now he's coming out of the game, Wes. This is a nice job by Micah Shrewsbury to get him in, try to get things into a little bit of a flow, but then get him out.
Personality, though, is the game's personality is playing to Notre Dame's favor.
Yes, it is.
Irish and Micah Shrewsbury told us earlier in the year, I want to see if they'll get in the mud with us. And that's where Notre Dame likes to play right now, as this particular team for Micah Shrewsbury.
Now, Pitt has had no success, Wes, when they've stood out on the perimeter and fired away.
There's Austin defending Imes. Trying to work off the Kerry Booth screen. Nice pass inside. Booth traveled with it. Kerry Booth going to be an excellent player, but some of this is a little too fast and like a fastball up below the chin at times.
Lowe did a really nice job defensively, just getting there. He surprised Booth, and Booth walked.
5-point lead for Notre Dame. Look at Henson dig in, throw it up on the glass, wouldn't go. Konechny the rebound. Henson thought he was fouled.
He thought he was fouled, but that's his first shot, Wes.
Shrewsbury on the drive. Diaz-Graham tries to close him down, and then Shrewsbury lost it. It'll be turned over to Pitt. So some unforced errors here by Notre Dame now, giving Pittsburgh an opportunity with 9.5 to go.
And this is a problem that Notre Dame has had all year with the turnovers. And here's Henson. He's driving into the lane. Looked like they just raked their hand down on the ball. That was Roper.
Leggett, Diaz-Graham. Leggett working around the screen, fights all the way in. Guillermo for 3, rattled out.
Now, Wes, that was pretty good ball movement. The defense had to drop all the way down. Nice pass out by Leggett. They missed a wide open shot. You have to make that shot at a high percentage if you're the Panthers.
Pitt is 0 for 7 from 3. Notre Dame is 2 for 6 on the miss there by Booth. Pitt's only scored on 1 of their last 11 possessions. Leggett, scoop, and score.
Wow. Leggett has been such a valuable guy off the bench for Pitt West, especially over the last 4 or 5 games. He generates a lot of offense.
Tell you what, between Imes' score and the one by Leggett, we've seen 2 pretty good plays at the basket here in the first half. 3-point game. Imes picked up on the dribble. Here's Konechny against Isaac Austin, or Zach Austin rather. Here's Konechny, dribbled it off his foot, but it went right to Roper. 2 to shoot. Here's Imes leaning in, and it hit the rim. And Hinson finally collects it.
That's good hands by Hinson and great defense by Pitt.
Low. Off the screen. Austin. 3-ball. Too strong. And Roper will let that go out of bounds. That'll get us to a timeout. Substitutions coming for both teams when we continue from the Pitt on a Saturday night. Look at Ishmael Leggett. The old dipsy-do like Bonner back in the day. Back after this. This is a 13-10 ball game, just under 8 minutes to play in this first half. And we talked about Marcus Burton being the leading freshman scorer in the league, and Bub Carrington right there with him, Dan. And so far they've got 5 total and 4 fouls.
Well, the interesting thing here, Burton you can see coming back in the game as Carrington stays on the bench. But both of these players, Wes, are extremely important to the offensive flow of their teams.
Yep.
The other guy who's important for Jeff Capel is Blake Hinson, and he has only attempted 1 shot tonight.
Hinson on the floor, Guillermo Diaz-Graham, Ishmael Leggett, Jalen Lowe, and Zach Austin. Meanwhile, Imes has returned. Here is Marcus Burton again playing with the 2 fouls, and the fall-away 2 is cleanly through.
And that's really tough. They like to run Burton off a couple of screens. If you force a switch, particularly against the big guy, Burton is able to back him down and then step back with that little jump shot. Very nice play.
Lead is back to 5 here for the Irish. Notre Dame has won the last 5 and 8 of the last 9 against Pitt. Hinson working inside, lost it on the dribble against Davis. Turned over by the Panthers here.
One thing you don't want to do if you're Pitt is force it. Hinson had an opportunity for 3, but that was a bad pass. Forced him to put the ball on the deck and try to drive.
Burton looping around top of the screen. Davis, Imes on the attack. All the way into traffic, he'll scoop it up and score. How many times has Logan Imes done that? Twice in this first half already.
Great job getting inside. Looks like he's in trouble, uses the rim to protect. And here, all of a sudden, they have a 7-point lead again to the Irish.
Micah Shrewsbury went with this lineup the other night. He's talking to us today about it allowed him to free up Marcus Burton from handling the ball. Hinson tries to answer. 3 too strong. Pitt's now 0 for 9 from behind the 3-point line.
And that's a shot you'll take from Hinson every single time.
Burton, 7-point lead here for the Irish. So look at Burton. He doesn't have to worry about the ball here, right? Imes is the guy. He's going to set the offense and push it into formation here. Konechny, 5 to shoot. He'll drive it against Austin. Whoa, what a screen that was off the ball by Jai. Because if Austin goes down, you know it was a screen.
Well, he certainly didn't see it coming.
Burton didn't see that one either. Here's Lowe for Guillermo. Caught and scored.
Boy, nice pass, nice catch. That's a basket that Pitt desperately needed. And Wes, the Panthers, a team, as you mentioned, that relies so heavily on the 3. They're 0 for 9, and yet they're only down 5 in an extremely low-scoring first half.
Notre Dame's only committed 4 turnovers. And of those turnovers, Pitt's only got 2 points so far. That's also factoring into this. 5-point game with Davis. Imes again will drive it to the basket and draw the contact from the freshman Jalen Lowe, rookie from Missouri City, Texas.
That's what you're talking about with the screen.
Wow.
Now Austin's a big guy. He may have embellished that a little bit, but he never saw that screen. And this is really, again, you get the screen and you have to get a little bit more pressure on the ball handler than that, because Lowe had a lot of time to survey the field and he made a nice pass.
Federico back on the floor for the Panthers to replace Guillermo Diaz-Graham. Here's Jai now with Federico. And the jump hook good for Keba Jai. Just a 33% field goal shooter. Had no points the other night at Virginia. 4 against Boston College last Saturday. He had taken 11 shots from the floor, Dan, and produced 9 points in his previous 5 ahead of those. Leggett the push and 1. And the foul on J.R. Konechny will be his second Irish player with 2, and that's 4 on Notre Dame.
Well, the one guy who's been able to get inside this defense has been Leggett, and that was a very tough shot. The defense collapses very effectively, but the help had to come, so even if he misses that, Federico was in pretty good position for an offensive rebound.
Ishmael Leggett, the Rhode Island transfer, 87 games for the Rams, knocks the free throw down. He's now Pitt's leading scorer. He's the 12th best free throw shooter in the ACC. 7 for Leggett.
One of the things with Leggett, Wes, is he's a guy at Rhode Island, he was used to starting games, and he's provided a very valuable weapon for Pitt coming off the bench.
Burton on the drive is Roper. Burton keeps it for 3, and it's spun out on him. Did everything but go in. Front court is low. Carrington trails 3 ball away. Pitt on the board from behind the arc.
And that's a really nice job by the Panthers to get some transition going. You don't have to play against that set Notre Dame defense if you can get something before they get down the court and get ready.
All of a sudden, Panthers to within 1. Shrewsbury. Here's Burton. Carrington playing with 2. Shot away and the rebound for Henson. Remember, Blake Henson scoreless. And thrown away by Lowe. Imes with the Pitt turnover.
The problem with that pass was who he was throwing it to. There's no sense throwing it to Federico in transition like that.
Lob for Jai. Right hand push. Federico the rebound.
Now, Jai he can make a shot, Wes, when he's really close to the basket, but that's a tough looking shot.
Low. Here's Federico. Carrington, another one out front. Look out now. Look out, Dan.
Well, Carrington, he's made 2 in a row, Wes, and coming in, he shoots 25% from 3 in ACC play. So that's a great sign for the Panthers if he's going to be hot from out there.
9-0 run by Pitt, and we get a foul off the ball. That'll take us to a break. The foul is on Roper. It'll be his first, the 5th on the Irish. But right now, the ball game belongs to Baltimore's Bob Carrington. Panthers in front, a deuce when we continue from the zoo. Panthers on a 9-0 run to take a 2-point lead here on Notre Dame. And Dan, stop me if you've heard this before. But here goes Pitt again with like a Bub Carrington, Ishmael Leggett combination. You see what they did the other night, 46. 24 for Carrington, 22 for Leggett. And look what's going on here. They've got 17 of the 21 here in the first half.
Leggett is the guy that really got everything started, Wes, was the ability to get into the lane. And Carrington has now knocked down a couple of threes. But remember, Carrington is out there playing with 2 personal fouls, and he's found himself matched up against Burton, who's taken it to the basket.
But as you noted, it's not just 2 guys like every night, the same 2. They can mix Henson in, they can mix Lowe in the game. I mean, it's amazing kind of how the processing occurs. But if they get 40 combined from 2 guys in ACC play, Dan, hard to beat. Federico. Here is Carrington. Back for Henson, a 3. And he is fouled by Tay Davis. First on Davis, 6 on Notre Dame. With under 3 to go, and Blake Henson, a 66% free throw shooter.
Wes, you don't go this deep into a game if you're Blake Henson, having only attempted 2 shots and not scoring any points, unless you're drawing an awful lot of defensive attention. And Davis just a little bit overly aggressive right there.
First one from Henson is too strong. He is 60 of 92 now at the line.
And that's, if you're Jeff Capel, you'd like the guy who gets to the free throw line 92 times to shoot it a little better than that.
And there's his first point of the night. I will say, you start digging in on some of his numbers. He's shooting 41% from the floor in conference play, 38% from three, which is 5th best. He's had 9 games of 20 or more this year, 4 of them in league play. He's averaging over 3 threes a game made in the regular season and also in conference play. And you see where he stands in power conferences. He and Boogie Ellis of Southern Cal running the room. You see, oh, by the way, R.J. Davis down there at the bottom from Carolina. Here's Imes on the drive. It's a 3-point Notre Dame lead. Shrewsbury for the tie. Braden Shrewsbury's 45th 3 of the year.
And we've been talking about Hinson, and that's Shrewsbury's first field goal attempt of the game.
Yep. He averages 2.7 made threes in ACC play per game. That's 4th best. Leggett wants in on the fun. Spins it out. Federico tried to keep it alive. Touched it last. And Bill Covington going to award it to Pitt.
Well, Shrewsbury is a guy who's in the game looking to shoot the 3. That's a great job to follow the dribbler and get to an open spot. 70% of his field goal attempts in ACC play are from beyond the arc.
Wow. That's a huge number.
So it's not a secret what he's out there to do.
Hinson tried to throw it away. Lowe tried to get to it. Imes kind of did a nice job fronting him all the way to the corner, so it will belong to Notre Dame.
Well, the Notre Dame defense has been very good.
Well, and it's kind of what they have to be, right?
Yes,
Dan?
absolutely. Now, they're last in the ACC in scoring,
right?
But they're number 2 in the ACC in scoring defense, so they have to turn this into a low-scoring battle. There you get a look at it. Really do a nice job defending the 3 behind Virginia in terms of opponent scoring. And this is, I think, what Pitt needs to do. They need to take the ball and get out and go.
Here's Lowe. Back for Federico.
You see the Panthers have a wide open middle as well.
There's Jalen Lowe. He tried to find a crease. Nice job by Davis to stay in front. Here's Hinson with 10 to shoot. Look at the ball movement. Jeffress. Here's Leggett. Firing into the traffic on the dribble. He'll skip for Hinson in front of Shrewsbury at the bench. He bangs it home.
But that's great ball movement.
Sure is.
And Micah Shrewsbury looks at Davis like, hey, what are you doing? But that ball movement was so good, Davis went to help out. And Hinson is just a hard guy to help off of.
Panthers by 3, under a minute to go. Imes, who's had a couple of field goals in this first half on drives. Kevin Jai trying to back down Federico. Roper with 5 to shoot. Imes will be the man. Triple away and no good. Hinson had a shot at it. Jai tried to save it, but did into the Pitt bench. And Tommy Morrissey says it will belong here to the Irish. And Jerry Heater's over to help out here. And now it'll be reversed. So it will go to the Panthers.
Well, there's a real scramble for this basketball because Hinson can't control it. And it's clearly number 14, Jai, that knocks it out of bounds.
So Pitt, who started the night missing their first 9 threes, have hit 3 of their last 4. And Dan, about a 5-second differential as we go to the locker room here in our first half. Skip for Hinson. 3 ball again. Sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that is an uh-oh.
For Notre Dame, that's an uh-oh because when Hinson gets hot, he gets unbelievably hot.
Yep, sure does. Wow. So Blake Hinson waited around, didn't he? Let everybody get comfortable. And then he said, you know what? I'll shoot this rock from out here. Back after this. Jason Capel kind of providing a corner man there for Blake Hinson, who's knocked down a couple of threes here. And Dan, you've said it. Pitt's moved the ball wonderfully here in the recent moments.
Well, you move the ball. Watch the defense collapse. Everybody gets in the middle. You cannot give Hinson that much room. Davis has been trying to shade Hinson all night long, not help out quite so much, but that time he got a little too far away, and Hinson made him pay for it.
16-3 run for the Panthers here in the last 4.5. They have scored 6 straight.
Wes, but the job that Leggett did, getting into the lane, drawing the defense after the ball movement. It's hard to drive into the lane right at the first, but if you move the ball and move the defense, that creates driving lane.
28-22 ball game. Final 7 seconds for Burton. Playing with the 2 fouls, and Jeffress commits the foul out on the perimeter. The redshirt junior from Erie, PA, his first 5 on the Panthers, and
that's why they put Jeffress in the game. They were going to give that foul.
So 5 on Pitt, 6 on Notre Dame with 4.7 left to go. Don't forget Auto Owners Insurance halftime report. Kelsey Riggs standing by with national champions Joel Berry, Luke Hancock, and Jim Boeheim. Boy, what an interesting day we've had in this league. Virginia Tech led at the half at Coral Gables. Matthew Cleveland, 15 points, 13 rebounds. Miami a winner. Virginia got 17 from Jake Groves, Dan, and a road win at Clemson.
Groves has had a couple of good games recently for Virginia, and Virginia's a team that if they shoot the ball well, if a guy like Groves can score 17, then that makes them very, very dangerous. And
Kelsey Riggs will get you caught up on the 3 ball games underway at this hour. Duke, Carolina, Georgia Tech, NC State, and Raleigh. And of course, thoughts on our first 20 minutes here tonight at Pitt coming up in 4.7.
Well, now Marcus Burton, remember, Wes, he's got 2 personal fouls, and he's in the game to create offensively, and what he's got to do is be careful that he does not commit a charge. Usually you can be careful on defense, but when you're aggressive, sometimes it's hard to be careful on offense.
Burton or Shrewsbury here, right?
I would say so, yes.
Inbounds are going to lob for Davis and threw it away. Did he ever touch it? If he did, 1.6 came off.
I didn't see anybody touch it.
Did he touch it?
Must have, because they're taking the ball inbounds over there. Tommy Morrissey is saying.
Morrissey's asking Bill Covington Jr., did you get a touch? Yeah. And Jerry Heater's going to go to the monitor here. Can they look at that?
Well, they can if it's a timer's error, and if you started the clock incorrectly, then that becomes a timer's error.
It's going to go back to 4.7. And
nobody ever touched it, and the clock started. So they can review that, not as an out-of-bounds play, but as a timer's error.
Here's Carrington. 3 at the horn is an air ball, and Pitt's going to take a 6-point lead to the locker room. Notre Dame kind of started this ball game with the style of fight they could win, Dan. What happened, though? Pitt went on a 16-3 run in about the last 5 minutes, sparked by a pair of threes from Carrington, pair of threes from Henson.
And Leggett being able to get into the lane and create those opportunities. But the Panthers, when they're making threes, they're pretty tough.
6-point lead for Pitt at the half. Panthers have won 3 of their last 4 and 4 of their last 7. Second half shortly. Next, Auto Owners Insurance halftime report. Kelsey Riggs, Joel Berry, one eye on the set, one eye on the other screen. Luke Hancock and Coach Jim Boeheim. All that for you coming up next on ACC Network. Well, 6-point lead for Pitt. We get ready for half number 2 here at the Oakland Zoo. And Ishmael Leggett started driving the ball, Dan, and open fouls for threes.
Well, and the Panthers missed their first 9 threes, but made 4 of their last 6. And here's what you're talking about, Wes. Leggett gets into the lane, and that springs Blake Hinson. He made a couple of threes. They were contested, but he doesn't need much room. And the Panthers, the ball starts going in the basket from 3. They're pretty tough. 16-3 run into that first half. You see Pitt scoring leaders, Carrington with 10, 7 for Leggett. The 7 from Henson came in like 2 swings. Yes, absolutely.
And meanwhile, Notre Dame has a really interesting scoring line. Nobody has more than 4. Nobody has less than 2. 7 guys in that. I mean, come on. When do you ever see that, right?
Well, you rarely see that. And we've mentioned it before, Wes. And Notre Dame, they're an offensively challenged team. Last in the ACC in scoring. They've played really good defense. They've held Pitt to 28 points, but they need to generate more offense than 22 points. And part of their problem was Marcus Burton getting in such early foul trouble. That really limited his effectiveness.
Well, to Burton's credit, by the way, young freshman from Mishawaka stayed on the floor at times late in that first half without picking up his 3rd foul.
I thought Michael Shrewsbury did a nice job putting him in, taking him out, putting him in to keep him into the flow of the game, and then taking him out before he got that extra foul.
So Burton with Imes, Davis, Konechny, and Kebajat on the floor for Notre Dame. And here is Burton on the drive, and he'll skip it for Imes, back for Davis. Tay Davis all the way to the basket. Good, strong move. He's got 6.
Boy, what great ball movement. Again, the lane is totally open, and that allows, after that ball movement, Notre Dame to drive to the basket.
Davis had a double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds in their win at Georgia Tech, and there's a Pitt turnover. Here is Burton trying to beat Lowe. Does. Jalen Lowe the foul before the shot. And Lowe's second, first of the half on Panthers.
Well, Davis has a wide open path to the basket because you see Federico is recovering from helping out on an earlier play and can't get back. And here Jalen Lowe reaches in. Now, this is interesting. Carrington started out guarding Burton,
right,
but Carrington can't guard him now because he's got those 2 fouls.
There goes Burton in 1. That's who he is right there. In a nutshell, that's the power of Marcus Burton driving to the basket. And Federico, who's a foot taller, draws the foul.
Well, he just does a great job getting past Lowe and taking the ball right to Federico. He gets so close to him that Federico can't use that size. And Wes, that's what Notre Dame's offense was missing in the first half.
Yep. 3.5, 6 in the ball game. Micah Shrewsbury's got his rookie up and rolling. His team to within 1 after 5 in a row to start the second half. Carrington trying to find a spot just below the foul line, and he gets the front rim roll. Double figures for Bub Carrington. He's got 12 now on his 4th field goal.
And that's his spot. He likes to get in there. He likes the physical contact. He'll make almost all of those shots.
Burton again. Imes on the attack through. 10 to shoot. Konechny back for Burton. From the tee in Pitt. Wow. Yes, sir. Marcus Burton has 6.5, 9 in the game, and we're tied at 30.
We've talked about his improvement in his 3-point shooting during conference play, but that was a deep one.
Here's Austin trying to answer, and does. How about Zach Austin, just his 17th 3 of the year, Dan?
Well, Wes, what are we going to have here in the second half? Nobody could make a shot in the first half, and now they're going down.
Yep. Everybody's lining up. 2 minutes gone. Panthers back in front. Burton on the drive, challenge, couldn't finish it. Federico the deflection and the rebound. Low for Henson. You know where this is going. And a foul on Imes. First on Logan Imes, first on the Irish in the second half.
This is a situation where Burton really is standing on the tee in Pitt. That is a deep shot. And this is just a nice play. You draw the defense, you kick it out. And Austin, you know, he does not a high volume 3-point shooter, but he shoots it pretty well percentage-wise.
Here's Henson. How about another 10 for Henson, his 3rd 3.
Well, how about high volume and high percentage? That's Henson.
Yes, it is. Lead has grown to 6 on a pair of 3s. Austin and Henson from behind the line. Burton, a lot of dribbling. Trying to find something. Konechny had it poked away. Austin touched it last. 10 to shoot for Notre Dame.
Henson really does a good job, Wes, off the ball, finding the ball, and then just stepping into his shot. You know that's where they're going on the inbounds play.
The release and pose is also impressive.
Yes, absolutely.
From Blake Henson. Konechny. And I think Austin bothered it.
Austin has a reputation as being a very fine defender, and he showed you there that reputation is well deserved.
In the corner, Austin drives through, skip for Carrington, open 3. Wow! 4 field goals in this second half for the Panthers and 3 triples in them. They've made 7 of their last 9 from behind the line.
They're doing a great job finding open guys after driving the ball into the lane. Look at that, Wes.
Yep. Burton all the way in, can't finish. Federico the rebound. Panthers looking for more. To Can Carrington find a trailer? Nope. Working against Davis. Henson against Imes. Here comes the double team. He'll slip it across. Bub all the way down. Fall away in front. Too strong.
He's just a little bit off balance. That's a shot that he really likes, and he makes a high percentage.
And a whistling foul off the ball.
That's Carrington.
Yep, and that's 3 on Bub Carrington. Freshman from Baltimore. 3 on Pitt.
Jeff Capel went out on the court. He thought it was the timeout.
He thought he's 1 second ahead, heavy on the
he thought that was the timeout. So
media timeout here.
he was going out on the court to get his coaches together, and they said, "Hey, come back."
Looked for a man like Kevin Keats out there defensively.
Yeah, but unlike Kevin, Jeff wasn't trying to play defense.
Here's Burton. Around the top. Oh boy, Austin got a hand in. Konechny was able to gather. Now here's Davis driving in on Henson. Hard shot, draws the foul. Blake Henson, just his first. 4 on Pitt. That now will get us to the timeout. Jeff Capel's out. He's ready for the coaches meeting. Panthers going to go to the bench. 9-point lead. 39-30. Our coverage of ACC Network basketball continues after this.
You know, a lot of you may not realize this, but do you realize who the most successful athlete that ever come out of Avonworth?
You're trying to say Mercury Morris?
Mercury
running
Morris,
back?
right?
Yeah,
72 undefeated Dolphins. I tell that to people to this day, they still can't believe that that young man grew up right here in Avonworth.
So Dan Bonner did pretty good that too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he wasn't in the NFL, but his record's going to get broken. You know, he's got the leading scorer at Avonworth still. And there's a young, he's a junior, Rowan Carmine. He's going to pass him. So I'm hoping we can get Mr. Bonner down here.
Well, let me tell you, Mr. Bonner is in here tonight. Avonworth's Dan Bonner, who, by the way, today was inducted into the Pittsburgh Basketball Club Hall of Fame. Congratulations. That's a wonderful honor.
Thank you.
And it is a long list of distinguished people that have been inducted. And you hate this, and I don't care.
I think they ran out of people.
No, they
so
didn't.
They said, okay, why don't you join us?
No, they didn't. Because you grew up in this area. You're a proud Pittsburgher. And here's the honor today at the Chartiers Country Club, correct?
Yes, and that's John Gianmarco, who is the director of the basketball club.
Presenting Dan. And it says Hall of Fame Legends Division on the award, I've noticed.
Yes, it does. Legend is another term for old guy.
No, it's not. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, they had the 1974 Pitt team. Some of the members there were at the event, right?
Yes.
So, terrific honor for Dan Bonner today. And a very distinguished, and the career scoring record at Avonworth High School is still held by Dan Bonner. But today you met a young man who's on track to break your mark?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Very nice young man. Records lasted for 53 years. It can change.
There is old number 43 in action for Avonworth, right there. Huh? And later the University of Virginia. What would Wally Walker at Barry Park Hill and some of these other greats think of that? There's Marcus Burton, and he scored.
They would laugh out loud.
Congratulations. I know that Terry and your 3 kids are very proud of you.
Well.
And I, too, am proud as your friend and colleague.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And thanks to Jason Earl, our producer, who did a wonderful job cobbling all of this material together, who Dan will never speak to again.
And he is in big trouble for doing it.
No, he's not. Braden Shrewsbury draws the foul. It's his first. It's the second. And we were talking last night. This area has got such a proud basketball tradition, Dan, of which Pitt is a big part of.
Well, this town is a great sports town, Wes, and it's a great sports town because it doesn't just love its pro sports, it loves its college teams, and the high school sports are a huge deal around here.
Henson went to the floor. Look at the collision with Austin and Konechny battling. And Zach Austin going to be tagged with his first. That's 5.5 on Pitt. of the 7 fouls called in this frame.
Well, now the Panthers, they're doing a great job making shots in this half, but they've gotten a little bit sloppy with the basketball.
Yep, still protecting a 5-point lead.
And Notre Dame, again, this is a Notre Dame team that struggles to score sometimes, but my heavens, they will fight you.
Yep. Zona. Here is Burton. Tried to go back to Zona, hand in the passing lane. It'll stay with Notre Dame with 16 to shoot.
Well, and here's Leggett, the jack of all trades, coming into the game for Pitt. Carrington's got to go to the bench. He's got 3 fouls. Lowe was having a really tough time guarding Burton, so now Leggett's going to take the job.
Yep. And here's Diaz-Graham against Zona. Remember in the first half, that was Federico for Pitt. And what did we get there? Foul off the ball on Notre Dame.
I think Knesny.
I think you're right.
I didn't see what he did.
J.R. Knesny's third.
Obviously something nefarious, and Bill Covington caught him.
Yep.
Illegal screen.
So that brings Julian Roper, the second, back onto the floor for the Irish to replace J.R. Knesny.
That's an illegal screen. You have to get stopped, and you got to give the guy you're screening room to change direction.
Diaz-Graham high arcing 3. Look at the rebound inside and the stick back from Ishmael Leggett.
Well, Wes, what doesn't he do for the Panthers?
Yeah, and the thing we're starting to find out, and it's taken getting halfway into league play to sort this for some schools, Pitt can't win unless Ishmael Leggett's playing well.
Yes, I agree with that.
Shrewsbury 3, bounced out. Here's Leggett the rebound and turning and burning for the transition chance. The Euro to the basket and a foul.
Was that on Burton?
We'll see. I think so. We'll see. Yep. No, it's on Imes.
And Leggett doing a great job on the offensive board there. And Wes, coming into this game, he is the leading rebounder.
Oh, it is on Marcus Burton. He held up 2 fingers, I thought, but it was 3, so it is Burton's third, Dan. 4 on Notre Dame, and here's Leggett to shoot the 2.
And that's a foul that Burton really needs to just get out of the way, Wes. That third foul is more important than 2 points. And Leggett's a pretty good free throw shooter. He may get the 2 points and the foul.
The lead is 9 on Ishmael Leggett's free throw. And when I say he plays well, he doesn't have to score to play well. Leggett's one of these guys, Dan, you can just tell it looking at his stat line, 5.5 rebounds, steal and a half, 2.5 assists. I mean, he does a lot of things that impacts Jeff Capel's team.
There's no question about it, but it's his contributions become multiplied when he can score.
Zona had it blocked from behind.
By about 4 guys.
Austin were all there, and some friends. Here's Lowe. Guillermo fakes the hand to Austin. Instead, Leggett baseline. Falling down, delivers it to Lowe. Henson playing the angle. Burton blocked that away. It will stay with Pitt. Kerry Booth will check in for Zona. Another look at what Pitt's doing defensively.
Well, we've been talking about Notre Dame's defense, Wes, but Pitt has done a great job swarming the ball. I mean, they held Notre Dame to 22 points in the first half.
Yep. Austin, who blocked that shot, is their leading shot blocker on the year and an ACC player. 3-ball Lowe. 5 for Jalen Lowe, and a timeout for Micah Shrewsbury. Largest lead of the night now for Pittsburgh. Panthers cooking from behind the line here in this second half. That's their 4th 3 of the frame.
On the left-hand side of your screen is Blake Hinson, and watch the kind of attention that he draws. 2 guys go to Blake Hinson. Lowe just steps back into the open area. That's great ball movement by Pitt, and even though Blake Hinson won't get an assist or anything on that play, Lowe gets open because Hinson draws so much attention.
Yep. Pitt 8 of 20 from the floor, or from behind the line, I should say. They're 4 for 5 here in the second half. Remember, they missed their first 9.
Yeah, they started out 0 for 9, Wes, so that means they made 8 of their last 11.
Yep.
And I don't care how good you are as a defensive team. If somebody's going to make threes at that rate, it becomes a very difficult proposition.
And I thought it was interesting, their average in the regular season is 9-3. They shoot 33% against the conference, Dan, but they stay with it. They don't get deterred at all by misses. lot of dribbling. Shrewsbury with 7 to shoot. Burton in the corner. This is Davis. It hit the side of the glass. Shot clock still ticking. Shrewsbury, it'll be a violation.
Wes, that was a great observation about all the dribbling. Notre Dame is not a team built around that much dribbling, particularly if the dribbler is going to be anybody other than Burton.
They're just dribbling. And their basketball coaches, old and new, who will tell you, if it doesn't carry you somewhere, don't do it.
Well, unless you're going to the basket.
And a foul called underneath the goal.
Unless you're going to the basket, a dribbler, that's what the defense wants. So, you know, the ball's not moving. You just have to guard one guy.
First foul of the night, or second foul, first one in the second half on Julian Roper, 5th on Notre Dame. 21 to shoot for the Panthers. Here is Henson against Davis. And that's an offensive foul. That's going to be on Diaz-Graham. Yep, sure is. Guillermo won't like this, but it's a nice piece of officiating by Bill Covington Jr. because it happens after the play is moved on. He's moved on from the play, but nonetheless a violation committed with the moving screen.
Well, Pitt's doing a good job moving without the ball, but you got to get stopped if you're Diaz-Graham.
Himes back on the floor out of the timeout, threw it away. This is the other part that Notre Dame is always concerned about. They are dead last in the ACC in turnover margin in conference play.
And that's Burton is usually the guy who takes the ball in that situation. And without Burton, suddenly now they're down 12.
Well, it's not only Hall of Fame weekend for Dan Bonner, it's a recognition of 2 great Pitt teams. Elite 8 1974, the great Buzz Riddle coached a team that featured the legendary Billy Knight, who was here tonight as part of the celebration. Keith Starr, also a terrific star on that team, pardon the pun. 2009, Jamie Dixon's team went to the Elite 8. And you talk about a team now. Here's a look at the 74 team. There's Billy Knight. But he could go get you a double-double. And that 09 team, how about Levance Fields and DeJuan Blair? By the way, we saw Levance get up some shots during the shoot-around today. I got news for you. I'm taking Levance Fields in the pickup game.
Well, these were a couple of great teams, Wes. And that Pitt team, of course, in 73-74, they lost in the Elite 8 to North Carolina State.
Yep. That's the game David Thompson fell over the shoulder of Phil Spence, right?
Tripped over the shoulder of 6'8" Phil Spence.
Yep. Diaz-Graham a 3 and another one on the board for the Panthers. And we were talking about the proud basketball history of this city, Dan. That 74 team encapsulated that, didn't it?
Well, they had 9 local guys on that team, Wes. And high school basketball in this area from about the mid-50s through the late 70s. I mean, there were tons and tons of great players.
Yeah. Boy, good to see Billy Knight, man. What a player that guy was. Of course, a long NBA career in front office work as well. There's Lowe at the foul line. And saved by Diaz-Graham to Imes.
That's really the first tough shot that Pitt has taken in a while.
Yep.
And Notre Dame, you can't put this much pressure on your defense. You've got to put the ball in the basket.
Roper with 14 to shoot. Feels like Notre Dame is trying to keep the fuse here, right? Because anything comes up empty. There's 3 on the shot clock. Booth misses the jumper. Saved by Austin and deflected to Leggett. Pitt has been flammable here in the second half. Look at Leggett driving through. Got it raked out. Took a shot. And here is Roper. Missed everything. Air ball on a 3.
Good heavens.
Crowd here at the Oakland Zoo will let him know.
In conference play, Roper's only a 23% three-point shooter. So if you're the Panthers, that's exactly one of the guys you want taking shots.
Yep. Wrap around for Henson. He'll take Roper down and draw the foul. 3rd on Julian Roper, the 2nd. 6 on the Irish. And Dan, the offense for Jeff Capel's been in high order here.
Yeah, it sure has been. And again, the defense goes with Lowe, and that leaves Diaz-Graham all alone. We've seen that time and time again. You got to be careful about overhelping when the guys are making so many threes.
24-year-old Blake Henson at the line. First one good. 2 out of 4 at the line is Henson. He's got 4.5, 11 in the game.
That's really a nice job by Pitt to find Henson at 6'8", down against the 6'3" Roper.
Yep.
And just, I mean, and then he's got 30 pounds on him as well. That's really a tough matchup for Roper, and he now heads to the bench. 5th
best scorer in the ACC at 18 a game coming in. He's averaging 16-2 in conference play, which is 8th in the league order. 15-point lead, under 10 to go. Irish need to find somebody to get hot here. Burton, the most likely of the candidates. Imes into traffic. Look at that play by Leggett. Ishmael Leggett has been terrific.
Wes, he stopped him. He didn't go for the fake. He maintained his feet. And then when Imes finally does leave the floor, which he has to because he's going to get a 3-second violation, he just swats the ball away. And again, we're in a situation for Notre Dame where there's under 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Konechny, 3-ball misses. And that is last touched. Tommy Morrissey looking for help. Jerry Heater says it'll stay with the Irish with a 3.9 shot clock. Micah Shrewsbury thinks there's a reset deserved here.
It didn't hit the rim.
Didn't hit the rim. Wow, they missed Davis on the cut right to the basket, and then a push will be called on Austin. Zach Austin, second, 7 on the Panthers with 9:26 to go, so 1-1 coming up here for Konechny.
You understand Austin being aggressive because the Panthers' aggressiveness on defense has really helped them. And Wes, there's not a lot of contact there, but it's contact that created an advantage by knocking Konechny out of bounds, and so by definition, that's a foul.
Free throw by Konechny, good. You may have seen Austin step in. Had Konechny missed, Austin would have stepped in early, and Konechny would have reset on the 1-1. Leggett in and Austin out for Pitt during the exchange.
Well, you know, if you commit a foul and then you violate the free throw, that causes you to be taken out of the game. That's what's known as a buzzer play. You do that, the buzzer sounds, and out you come.
Yeah. So just come on out, is that the deal?
Yeah.
Did you often find yourself in those spots where you?
Well, no, usually I was sitting over there anyhow, so you got to get in the game to be taken out.
17 to shoot, low, Ishmael. Oh, nice play around Konechny. Right back for Lowe's 3. Nope, off the mark.
Now that ball didn't go in the basket, Wes, but Leggett did a great job getting the play back online.
Jai in traffic, went for the block. Diaz-Graham swats it away, draws the foul. Guillermo's second. That'll be 8 on Pitt.
Wesson,
Kebba to the line.
Pitt has gotten a really nice contribution from Guillermo Diaz-Graham tonight.
Yeah. Kebba 1-1. Free throw good. By the way, Micah Shrewsbury said something interesting. Kebba played for him at Penn State last year. Watch Guillermo Diaz-Graham here, Dan. Soccer around here is pretty good. Is it that good? How about that?
Well, if it was really good, he'd have bounced the ball up in the air.
Oh, stop. Just stop.
He kicked it out of bounds.
Come on. Jai hit both sides. But back to the Shrewsbury statement about Jai. He talked about Kebba coming with him from Penn State, right? Here's Diaz-Graham for 3. And he said part of Kebba's role on this team at Notre Dame will be to spread the gospel. And what he's talking about is the culture,
yes,
the philosophies, the processes, the foundations. So whether Jai scores, rebounds, yeah, that's all important too, or blocks a shot as he did there, and help force a bad shot that Konechny rebounds. Jai's biggest addition to the Notre Dame team might be the fact that he's the messenger for what Shrewsbury ultimately wants in this program. And Kebba's got 2 more years left too, Dan.
Right, you got to bring in guys like that, Wes, when you're trying to build your program. Now, Jai, you know, he doesn't give him a lot of offense on the inside.
Here's Diaz-Graham, finds Lowe. Look at the little runner, too strong there. And Burton, a heck of a job to make the play. Davis at the other end, and a foul will be called.
They got Carrington.
I think it's
No,
Diaz-Graham.
Diaz-Graham.
We'll step aside here. Timeout on the floor. Pitt by 11 at the under 8. Well, Saturday night in Pittsburgh, but ACC basketball doubleheader for you on ACCN Wednesday night. Start you off at the JMA Wireless Dome at 7. Doug Sherman, Seth Greenberg will be there for Louisville and Syracuse. And then number 7, Duke welcomes these Fighting Irish at Notre Dame to Cameron. Kyle Filipowski and the boys will be waiting for the Irish, and they'll be waiting for me and Corey Alexander and Jim Boeheim to be there.
Well, there you go.
We're going to put Boeheim upstairs in the crow's nest. And we'll get a look at Filipowski and the Blue Devils, who are double figures down in Chapel Hill in the second half. But, boy, this guy here has had a terrific year for John Schott. All part of our coverage Wednesday night. Starts at 7 on ACC Network.
Weston, you saw Carrington on the bench.
Yep.
The official signaled 2-5, but he wasn't signaling 25. He was signaling 2+5, 7. So the foul was on Carrington, and that was his 4th.
Yep, he's got 15 tonight. Henson's got 12. Leggett has 11. And Tay Davis has put together a 10-point ball game. It's his 3rd double-figure game against the ACC tonight.
Well, Wes and Notre Dame has battled back a little bit.
And there's Federico off the Leggett lob.
They just lost it. And again, Leggett saw that play develop, Wes, and made a perfect lob pass.
Jai working against Federico. Trying to back him down. Blocked by Federico. Recovered Jai. Blocked again. Federico. Here's Henson. Yep. Away it is.
Wes, great defense. And then you push the ball up in transition.
The lead has ballooned to 14 now. 5 in a row. Here's Burton trying to answer. Cannot. Federico the rebound.
Well, the last couple of possessions, Notre Dame having a hard time getting it over Federico.
Well, I tell you what, his junior season starting to develop a little more confidence, isn't he?
Yes.
Leggett into traffic. Fall away is short. Federico tried to keep it alive. Imes out of there with it for the Irish. Shrewsbury and Roper wait at the table. Davis tried to get it to, or beg your pardon, Jai tried to get it to Davis and threw it off the basket.
Been a tough couple of possessions for Kevin Jai. That's Panthers again. They're spreading the court. Here looking for the mismatch inside.
Oh, Henson at the block against the double team and draws the foul. Is that going to be on Burton? It is. Marcus Burton's 4th, Dan.
We've been talking about Leggett and his ability to see the court. Everybody goes after Leggett. Nobody picks up Federico, and when Blake Hinson, Wes, when he's cruising down the sideline like that in transition, it's a guarantee. If nobody gets to him, he's going to pull up and shoot that 3.
Free throw good. When he started the dribble at the midcourt line, you know how we say they step into a 3? He was already lining up the dribble.
He was pacing his dribble so he could step into that 3.
Yep. And the lead is 16, and Henson, by the way, now has 10.5 and 17 in the game.
Weston, remember, he didn't score.
That's exactly right.
About the first 12 or 13 minutes of the game. He only took 1 shot.
Correct. Shrewsbury on the drive, and Lowe will commit the foul. Jalen Lowe's 3rd. 10 now on Pitt. So for the final 5:35, Notre Dame will shoot a pair on every common foul. And the Irish under 70% in league play and just above 71 in regular season efforts.
Micah Shrewsbury is really upset, even though a foul was called. And Jerry Heater just told him that's enough.
Shrewsbury, who's been double figures 6 of their last 7, including 25 in the overtime win at Georgia Tech. Had 17 the other night at Charlottesville and hits both the free throws there. He has 5 now.
And I think that's a key for Notre Dame. When Shrewsbury is scoring the ball effectively, Notre Dame has some offensive punch.
Yep.
And that's not to blame him for what's happening today, but they need more than 5 points from him.
I like the fact that Henson goes for the double team and had the ball raked out of there and turned over, says Jerry Heater, so it will belong to Notre Dame.
Well, Henson, he can see the double team coming, Wes.
Right.
But even though the double team is coming, he knows the guy standing behind him is Burton. And Burton's got in foul trouble, so Henson's trying to attack him.
Henson litigating.
As he would do.
So, meanwhile, Jeffress has come on to replace Federico for the Panthers.
The other thing that I would point out, Wes, in 10 ACC games coming into this one, Blake Hinson had a grand total of 3 assists. As you get another block there and the ball goes right to Davis and he scores. So usually when Blake Hinson gets the ball, he's not passing it back.
Yeah. 12 for Davis on his 4th field goal. Under 5 to play. Leggett. Look at this. Reversing through and foul. I believe that's Tay Davis.
Yes.
And that will be his 2nd. And 8 now on Notre Dame in the half. And Micah Shrewsbury with the walk in front of his bench.
It's not like you can't come out later, but man, this one you gotta go in.
And here is Leggett. And the free throw is good.
Well, Micah Shrewsbury is well aware, Wes, that his team is a little offensively challenged. But I think he's a little bit upset because he feels like they've had too many defensive breakdowns today.
Right. Missed the 2nd. Just saw that note on your screen about Miami and Virginia on Monday night on ESPN. Tell you what, that game has some implication to it. Here is Lowe off the miss by Notre Dame and a technical foul on Micah Shrewsbury, who's way out on the floor with Jerry Heater.
I know he's got to be careful he doesn't get a 2nd one, and he's going back to his bench. But Wes, we just said that he was really letting Jerry Heater have it. Jerry Heater told him stop, and he didn't stop. Right side of your screen, Jerry Heater runs past him, and he's out on the court yelling at him. And you know when the coach goes out on the court like that, Wes, that has to be an automatic. And certainly Micah Shrewsbury got hit with it.
Bob Carrington missed the first one. And hits the 2nd.
And now Micah Shrewsbury has come back up there, and Clarence Armstrong's telling him to go back to the bench. Excuse me, Bill Covington. I'm sorry, what am I talking about?
Here's Lowe now. 15-point game, 4:20 to play. Jeffress. Lowe all the way on the drive with the left hand.
Yes, you pointed it out earlier. He's really good with that scoop shot,
yep.
And he's hurt.
And Jalen Lowe is going to be tended to by Daniel Anthony, the trainer. So Lowe comes out of the ball game, and Austin is going to return to play with Leggett, Carrington, Jeffress, and Blake Hinson. And meanwhile, down 17 now. Notre Dame wants to see if they can find something here offensively as we go inside of 4. Shrewsbury, and Hinson the rebound. It was a 6-point game at the break, and Notre Dame started off the half knocking down a couple of jump shots, got the thing kind of within 1 possession, Dan, and they're now 1 of their last 11. from the floor.
Well, again, they had a couple of defensive breakdowns. Pitt had some pretty good looks at it, like this one.
Austin had it spin out.
And then Notre Dame's offense has really sputtered. And again, they're last in the ACC in points per game.
Yep.
So the offensive problems are not new for Notre Dame, and they know that, and they try to make up for it with really good defense.
11 to shoot. Burton working on Leggett. On the drive, shovels it out. Roper all the way down, and fouled by Carrington. His night's over. So Bud Carrington's going to foul out. He'll finish with 16 tonight. But the Panthers are in front 17 with 3:05 to play tonight at the Pitt. Well, you see Jalen Lowe's return to the Pitt huddle, and wasn't sure quite what happened here, Dan.
Well, watch this. This is scary. Keep your eye on the mop just above the P. He's going to step on that mop, and Wes, you can really hurt your groin like that.
Yeah.
I mean, does a split? Oh my.
Yep. So he's backing on the floor, and here is Julian Roper for Pitt, or Notre Dame rather, and the free throw for Roper is good. That's his first point. He's been off the bench now in the last 4 ball games. And the second one missed on the front rim. Austin the rebound. 3 minutes to go. Notre Dame's got 47 points. Pitt's got 40. There's a backcourt foul on Davis. That'll be his third. That's 9. Or no, 10. That's 10 on the Irish.
Not Notre Dame. They have no choice. They got to apply some pressure.
Pitt, by the way, has got 46 points combined from Henson, Carrington, and Leggett of their 62, which is 1 less than the Irish have with the free throw a moment ago. Dan, they're in Raleigh on Wednesday, and then they get 6 days off before they play Virginia on a Tuesday night. We'll see it in Charlottesville.
Well,
I mean, this is a team right now that I mean, if you start looking here at the schedule, tonight would be 4 of 5, 5 of 8 for Capel's team.
It's a team that's playing really well, and I think, you know, inserting Lowe into the starting lineup sort of changed the dynamic a little bit.
Right.
And again, West, coaches have to be able to tinker with their teams and develop them. That's what Jeff Capel has done. And that's a tough schedule coming up, of course, Wes, but the opportunity suddenly is there for the Panthers.
There's a pass stolen away, and down the floor goes Burton. Good play by Marcus Burton, who's now got 12 and a half and 15 in the ball game on his 6th field goal.
It's a tough bounce pass.
Look at this backcourt pressure. Look at Austin trying to keep it alive. Shrewsbury took it away. 13-point game. A 3 here cuts it to 10 with 2 to go. Jeffress out front. Here's Shrewsbury. Back for Burton.
That was tipped.
2 minutes to go. Here's Burton all the way to the basket, and a foul called on Jeffress. So Will Jeffress out of Erie draws his second. And Burton will go back to the line here to shoot 2. He's got his 15th straight double-figure game as a freshman.
Well, Jeffress is a pretty good defender, Wes, but he was really at a disadvantage there. Burton got to back up and get a running start at him, and Jeffress just couldn't move his feet quickly enough.
So here is Burton at the line. Free throw is good. He's now got 16 in the ball game on his 3rd free throw of the night. And you see Marcus Burton is there with Bub Carrington. Look at the D1 freshman with 13 or more points, 4 or more assists. Only 4 of them, Isaiah Collier and Malik Mack of Harvard on that list. Collier now, he's the cat's meow out in the Pac-12, man. You'd be able to look for him. 11-point game.
I think it's affecting the Panthers that Carrington is out of the game.
Look at Lowe fight through. Jalen Lowe all the way to the basket with the left hand. 7 for Lowe in the half, 9 in the game.
Well, that's the way you handle a press, Wes. You make your opponent pay for pressing you by getting an easy basket.
1:30 to go. Lead is 13. Burton. Jeffers trying to keep him from the drive. Henson tried to help. There goes Davis for the basket. Tay Davis with 10.5 and 14 in the game.
Burton is just so good finding people, even in traffic.
This is be an 8 ACC high for Davis, who had 12 against Miami and 10 at Georgia Tech. He had 19 against Western Michigan in November. Here is Jeffers for the dunk. Nice pass. First basket for Will Jeffers. And we get a stoppage here with 58.7 left. And I think Bill Covington Jr. is over to do a little game management here.
Wes, it's possible that that basket was scored before the clock got under a minute. And if that's the case, then the clock has to keep running.
Got it. So he's doing some math over there too.
Yes, he is.
And Jerry Heater has joined him.
At the end of the game, if the clock is under a minute, then it stops on any made basket. But if it's not under a minute when the basket is made, then the clock has to keep running.
Right. So you see Austin deliver the pass here. Jeffers wide open. And he dunks it down with 59.9. And you always tell me the ball comes through the net is when the
when the basket is complete, and it did. It got through the net at 59.9.
So under a minute it is. Another 1/10 of a second. Knesny misses. Austin the rebound. Low and fouled in the backcourt by Knesny. That'll be his 4th. Couple of free throws for Jalen Lowe. J.R. Knesny, redshirt sophomore from St. Joe's High School in South Bend. He and Burton both locals, if you will. Mishawaka for Marcus Burton. They've also got Raheem Brayton on their roster, who is a local youngster from South Bend, went to Mishawaka High School. Low, free throw good.
Lowe has had a really good game, Wes.
Good player, Dan. I think we saw this in the win at Duke. He was the guy who worked with Henson that night. He's in double figures now for the 5th time in the last 6 games.
Well, these guys, you can see there, 5 points, or excuse me, 10 points now, 11 points, 5 rebounds.
Yep.
Or excuse me, 4 rebounds, 5 assists.
And the lead is 15. And Pitt is going to snap, by the way, a 5-game Notre Dame win streak in the series. And they'd lost the last 2 in this building, Dan. Had the Panthers, and Lowe went out of bounds on the drive up the far side.
Well, it doesn't make any difference at this point, but Jeff Capel a little irritated with how sloppy his team has been against the press at the end of the game. And that's a deep 3.
Sure
right there.
is. Braden Shrewsbury, his second 3 of the night from out by the river. 70-60. And now a timeout is taken by Austin because they were having a hard time driving the ball, getting the ball in bounds. So we'll step aside here with 25-7 left to go. Don't forget, Florida State and Louisville standing by. A 10-point game for Pitt, 70-60 with 25.7 left. You see Blake Henson leading the Panthers tonight. 17, 16 for Carrington, dozen for Leggett. Lowe's got 11. Inbounds it is for Henson. And right back to Jalen Lowe. Just fires right through into the front court, doesn't he? And that'll do it. Well, a little bit of a landmark tonight for the Panthers. 300th win inside the Peterson Event Center tonight. Dan?
Well, that's, you know, this has been a great place for the Panthers to play home basketball.
Sure has. And it's ramping up again, isn't it? Jeff Capel's team now 9-5 at home, second home ACC win, headed to Raleigh on Wednesday, and then 6 days after that to Virginia. Very impressed tonight by Panthers.
Very impressed, Wes. They started slowly, but once that three ball started to go down.
70-60, Pitt a winner, thanks to our producer Jason Earl, our director Mike Nice. Sit tight, Mike Monaco, Randolph Childress now from Louisville. All right.